What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are taking a look at another model kit. I promise this is like the last model kit for a while. I just had a backlog growing and I wanted to, take care of it. After this, we'll be looking at some, not Legos, but we'll be looking at some action figures and stuff like that, some Star Wars, some Alien, and another NECA line of figure. And then, yeah, I think, we're just going to be going back to figures. After this review, I will be doing more model kit stuff in the future. It's just right now, it seems like all I've been doing are model kits, seeing this is the 4th video in a row. But with that out of the way, we are doing the high-grade Sazabi. This guy is big, red, round, and thick. I love Xeon mobile suits. I love the color red. This is right up my alley. I think this guy looks fucking phenomenal just from the box art that doesn't properly, translate to the model kit, because the anime and the model kit are two different things. And what I mean by that is one's a animated show and the other is a thing that you can hold in real life. But anyways, this thing looks mean. It looks good. The pictures of the model kit look really good. And I can say I did have fun building this. It was really fun to just hold and play around with, or just, mess around with. And I'm happy to have this guy in my collection. And with all that said, let's get into some of the stuff that we've seen this mean mofo in. But Big Red's first appearance would be in the manga of Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack, and he would also obviously be in the movie iteration of the manga. This guy's been seen elsewhere though. On television, we've seen him in Mobile Suit Gunpla Builders Beginning G and Gundam Build Divers. He's been in the movie of Mobile Suit Gundam Twilight Axis Red Trace, the OVA of Mobile Suit Gundam Twilight Axis, and in the manga of Mobile Suit Gundam Twilight Axis as well. And then in novels, he was in Mobile Suit Gundam High Streamer, but he's also been in a handful of video games, starting off with Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2 and 3, Dynasty Warriors Gundam Reborn, Gundam the Battle Master, Gundam Battle Assault 1 and 2, and in Mobile Suit Saga A New Dawn. So it is very clear to say that the Sazabi has definitely gotten around throughout the Gundam universe, and besides being in the appropriate Gundam shows and movies he's supposed to be in, he's been seen throughout all these games and in, 2 Gunpla surrounded shows. So it is very clear that this guy is a fan favorite throughout the Gundam fan base, and I don't blame those people. This is a mean, nice looking mobile suit, and I simp for it. Every time I see it, I just love how it looks. But that's enough of me simping over a mobile suit, and let's just proceed on with the review. So diving into articulation for the Sazabi, getting into the head area first, you can rotate his head 360 degrees and he can look up and down and pretty much all around. I was actually surprised by this because he does have a big head and I thought it'd be clashing with his shoulders and his chest a lot, but it doesn't. Getting into arm articulation, he can bring his arms up and rotate them 360 degrees if you really wanted him to. Elbow articulation is really good. You can bring that forearm up a good amount. And then getting into the hand articulation, you can obviously rotate the hand 360 degrees and bend it pretty much almost however you want. It is a high grade after all. And then torso articulation, pretty much almost non-existent. You can't get any kind of crunch out of him at all because of how big and thick he is, but you can rotate his torso 360 degrees. The only downside to that is if you try to do that, the tubes will kind of collide or clash with the skirting a lot, so it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, but it is possible. And then getting to the actual skirting around the waist, you can bring all the flaps up if you wanted to, and you doing that does open up the leg articulation on the model kit, which is always good. It's always good to have as much leg articulation on your kits. And then actually get into leg articulation, you can bring his legs up all the way and then semi halfway there, trying to bring them back because the tail skirting really kind of blocks the leg. He actually has really good knee articulation. You bring his knee up a good amount. despite of how big and thick he is. Usually you'd think that the bigger and chunkier the legs are on a figure, the less articulation or the more limited the articulation is, but that is not the case with the Sazabi, which I really like. And then getting to feet articulation, you can pretty much point and bend the feet where you want, up until, you know, it clashes with the armor around the ankles, or the ankle armor, whatever you want to call it. But overall, really solid articulation on the body. And then getting to the backpack of the Sazabi, there are 2 fuel rods that you can just kind of pivot however you want. And then there are these 2 funnels on the top of his backpack that hold 3 missiles for each one. And you can actually open these up to make it look like he's about to fire them. All you do is push or pull up the flaps and then get some kind of tool to help, you know, bring the flaps down. I just use tweezers because I don't want to, you know, break the flaps because they are kind of delicate. And you can just see that there's 3 projectiles in the funnel, and I think that's just a cool feature included with the Sazabi. And diving into accessories, starting off with the beam saber, not really intricate or crazy design, so I'm not going to put it up on the turntable. And obviously you can plug in the beam so it's ignited and you can have your Sazabi hold it. It comes with 2 beam sabers because that is what the Sazabi has in the movie. And yeah, just overall a very just good execution of the beam sabers. Then diving into the beam tomahawk, not a crazy design, but this does look very cool. I like the black and red color scheme going on here. And just like the beam saber, this does come with a beam effect. It actually comes with 2. Comes with the generic one-sided just tomahawk beam, and you know it does a very good portrayal of a tomahawk blade. Looks very cool. It has the emitting effects. And then we have this, I don't know what to call it, but just like this beam saber tomahawk hybrid, just kind of like this overclocked version of the beam saber, not beam saber, beam tomahawk. And it looks very cool, very mean, very dangerous. Not the last, but one of the most important accessories included with the Sazabi is his shield. You would put this brace on the Sazabi's arm and plug in the shield to one of the 2 pegs on the brace. And excuse the Sazabi, but you'd just plug in the shield, and you can rotate the shield 360 degrees if you really wanted to. Just be careful of the shield clashing into the Sazabi's thick, chunky armor. And for the final weapon included with the Sazabi, that is his beam shot rifle. Now, I really like the look of this thing. I don't know if that's because it looks like a pulse rifle from the Alien franchise, and if you don't know, I really love the Alien franchise and a lot of stuff from it, including the pulse rifle. So I don't know if there is a bias there, but I just really like how this looks. It's all black. There's no color separation or anything. I know if you look at the promotional art or photos for this rifle, there is some red and just I think some other colors on there, but I like to do these reviews with it being built straight out of the box with some minor panel lining, so you know what you're getting straight out of the box. But before I go on a rant about how I do my videos, I really like how this beam rifle looks. I like Bandai's recreation of it, and I props to the artist who actually designed this thing for the movie and manga. Good job. And for the final accessories included in this model kit are the extra hands, or the hands included I should say. And you get 4 hands. You get 1 open hand, 1 trigger finger hand, and 2 closed fist / holding hands with the appropriate armor plating for the model kit / mobile suit. And overall, I don't really have too much to go into. Yeah, so hands. Cool. Yeah, that is pretty much everything included with the Sazabi. I've gone over pretty much all the features, so there's nothing left to show you. So now we're at the part of the video where I just have a discussion, talk about what I liked about the model kit, what I disliked, stuff like that. And, obviously you can go ahead in the comments, agree, disagree, create discussion. It's always good to create discussion about things you like. But you know what I always say in my outros, if you don't want to, I get it. Commenting's a lot of effort, so don't worry about it if you don't want to. But yeah, my thoughts on the Sazabi. Getting into aesthetics and design of the Sazabi, if you don't know already, I love the look of a lot of Zeon mobile suits. They just do something right for me. I don't know, I just think Zeon makes a lot of cool looking mobile suits, and I also really like the color red. So the look here is just it just calls my name. I love the look of the Sazabi and just the color and it's so good. But why do I like this design? It's just like, it's very round, but also like sharp at the same time. It's a very elegant looking mobile suit. It's very mean, it's very aggressive, and there's just something about it I just really like. So getting into the build, essentially how it went for me pre and post. During the build, it felt like just any other like high grade build. It didn't feel different or like too crazy. I know that this high grade is bigger than most high grades are, and this guy does have a lot going on when it comes to his design, seeing that he's got the funnels on his back and just how round and sharp he really is. But I don't know if it's because I do build a lot of Zeon and just non-Gundam mobile suits. Like I do a lot of Federation, just like mobile suits, and you know, obviously Zeon, but I don't really do a lot of Gundams, funny enough. That's a conversation for another day. Not saying that Gundam model suits, model kits are bad or I don't like the design of them. I just actually really like a lot more of the normal mobile suit designs we see throughout the Gundam universe. Like I said, not saying Gundam designs are bad. I just like a lot of the other wacky, just non-Gundam mobile suits more. A lot of them catch my eye. Iron-Blooded Orphans is a great example of that. I really like a lot of the mobile suits from that show. But now I'm getting off topic, going back to the Sazabi. So to me personally, the build process is just like any other high grade. Nothing felt like too different or off, at least for me. And then post build, this guy is very big and chunky. So like when you saw the arm pop off of the body when I was putting the shield on, that's because all the weight was literally, you know, coming down, or like basically his body weighed a lot, so his arm came off because that was the only part of his body I was holding, because this guy is heavier than most high grades. So yeah, this guy is heavy, and if you hold on to like a leg or an arm, that limb is bound to come off of the body, so beware of that. And also because of his backpack and just how much, you know, he weighs, it tends to fall back a little bit, so you do want him leaning forward a little bit when you are displaying him so he doesn't fall over, because it seems like when you have him leaning forwards just a little bit, it kind of balances out the weight. So there's that little bit of information. But yeah, basically be careful when holding him because of his weight. An arm and a leg are bound to pop off, so make sure you're holding two parts of his body at all times. And yeah, I'm really struggling to like talk more about this. Like, I just really like how he looks. I like how he feels. Just, you know, weight distribution is a thing you have to throw into consideration because of how big he is and how thick he is. Articulation, I know we went over it, but my just overall thoughts are the articulation is pretty good for seeing how chunky he is, and that's something I really like, because, you know, when you have a chunky or thick figure or model kit, you expect their articulation to be limited, because you don't, it's like you don't look at someone who's thonk and you're like, oh, he's agile, but you know, this guy is very agile despite his looks. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything I have to say about this model kit. I like how it looks. The articulation is overall pretty good. Comes with a lot of accessories, and I just, you know, I recommend this kit. It's a good looking kit. It's a good feeling kit as long as you balance out that weight properly, and yeah, overall highly recommend. And with all that said, I know I kind of went on a rant towards the end of the video, but if you really did enjoy this video, a like and a subscription would be appreciated. You do not have to comment down below. That is a lot of effort unless you want to create some discussion down there. I would be more than happy to see what you guys got to say about this model kit. And we both know the bell is broken, so don't even worry about it. But with all that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Next video will be a figure review, I promise. And I'll just see you later.